Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. This is our pre-market trade plan setup session. This is where we take a look at the market, macro to micro, the structure of the market, and then drill down to our trade levels and our hypotheses and targets for the day. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in finding out more about us or our subscription rate, please give me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. Okay, just before we get going, let's just get the disclaimer done. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. Only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument falls for loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan and risk. Okay, so yesterday we are looking for a rotational day with an upside bias if we stayed above the key line in the sand, or a rotational day with a downside bias if we got below the key line in the sand. My main target to the bottom was this 1960 and a quarter. That was the developing value area. I'm sorry, it was a prior day value area low. And I was looking, once we got below this line right here, which was the value area low, I was looking for an 80% destination trade down to that 60 and a quarter. And we didn't quite get there. We got down to 62.50, and I was looking for that flush into the close to complete the 80%. We didn't get it in the close, but in the ETH and then further on the open of the Globex session, we did go down there and hit those levels that we were looking for. But we did get the rotational day. Levels played out very well for us. So it was a predictable day. It was a very structured auction yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't trading it because of the problems with IRT yesterday morning. So let's start with our normal routine, and let's go to our macro to micro. Each morning I like to start my routine with a look at the trends. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA and a simple candlestick chart. I'm looking for slope and separation, or where the trends are being challenged. And you can see that we've had this wonderful run in the ES, and then 2 months ago we broke below the 9 and the 20. Last month we held below. This month we're coming up and testing. And again, I keep pointing out this pattern right here, where we had this long run up. We had the first month that came down. It was a foo bar. This is a foo bar. Then we had the Mr. Sneaky. There's our Mr. Sneaky. And then we rallied for the next couple months up, and then fell and rotated down and had this downward trend. So I'm looking at the possibility, I don't know, that this is setting up to be very much the same type of pattern that we saw on this pattern here. But in itself, the upward trend has been violated, and we're trading below the 9 and the 20. So there's no trend, or the trend has been violated on the monthly chart. Going to the weekly, we do have the rollover. We had that little head and shoulder pattern. We have the downward trend starting, but we are this week coming up and challenging that, currently trading just above the 9 EMA right now. So we could come up. Possible destination is 2034 area. I'm actually watching 2035.50, I believe it is. We'll get to it when I get to the target chart. 2035.50 is the 50% retracement of the first significant breakout candle. And I'll show you what I mean when we get to the composite chart. But the trend is being challenged to the downside right now on the weekly. On the daily, we have violated the trend that we had going down the first time, and it looked like they're going to get continuation. Now we've broken back above, and we have a possible start of an upward trend. We have a naked cross on the weekly at 1930, call it 1938 and a quarter. So we might come back down and test that. Going to the intraday, we just closed out a naked cross up here at 1972.50 with this move up in the last couple of days. We do have a very strong trend. We've got good slope and separation to the upside on the 4-hour. Bit of a technical gap here, but price is following the 9 EMA pretty tightly right now on the 4-hour. Went backwards. On the 1-hour, you can see that the trend is continuing as we go down in the time frames. We have a naked cross here at 1969 and a quarter on the 1-hour. Going on the 30-minute, trend is strong, good slope and separation. We do have a naked cross here at 66.75. Going to the 15-minute, more consolidation. We've broken down below the 9 and the 20 right now on the 15-minute. No naked crosses on the 15-minute, and then on the 5-minute, you can see that again we've got more consolidation and a break below the 9 and the 20. So kind of a mixed bag today in terms of where we are in the trends. Pay attention to the trends that we do have. We just took this naked cross out at 78.76, or 75, I should say. So I had that marked on my chart. I can cross that out now. And the next one below us is down at 1965.50, and that's this one down here. So we do have some naked crosses below us, nothing really above us. Take a look at the big structure. Oh, before we do that, let's get the news out of the way. We had Canadian building permits, really big miss on the Canadian building permits this morning, and no real reaction. 10 o'clock, NYSER estimate for Great Britain, and then 10:30 crude. We've got the 10-year bond auction at 1 p.m., and then we got consumer credit at 3. So there's no real news this morning. So I would be, well, let's take a look at what I think in just a minute. So the most important thing is that we broke out of this longer term value area. Our value area high, and it was our key line in the sand yesterday at 1968.50, and the low is down here at the 1891.50. We dipped back inside yesterday, only got as low as 1962.50, and then we rallied and overnight, and we're holding above range and above value. I'm sorry, above value, not above range. The 2-day microcomposite VPOC is here at 72.50. If we get below the 75.50 or inside of the value area, the 2-day value area at 76.75, I would use the 75.75, look for rotation back down to 72 and possibly down to close the naked close and test the value area high. But there's just above us, there's a cluster here of targets at this 85. There's a naked VPOC. There's the naked microcomposite VPOC. It's a 50% of the significant breakout candle, all right here in the 85, 86 area. And the profile was pretty much a Gaussian distribution, a bell curve yesterday. So I'm anticipating that they are accepting value higher and that we could make a run above and into the 85 area. We have the overnight high as well up there at 85.50. So if we hold the 75.50, I'm looking for continuation up and a test into the 85 and into the 90s, into the upper targets that we've got here. You've got 93.25, you've got 2002.50, and of course you've got the 04.25. We've got the other the other 50% significant breakup, which is up there at 35.50. So we've got some targets above, and it looks like we're accepting value right now. So let's take a look at the overnight. So our overnight high is right there as well at 85.50. Oops. So we've got this naked cross, the 50% of the breakout candle at 85.25, the overnight high, and there's a virgin point of control from, what day was that from? From this day here, which was 9/17. We have that naked virgin point of control. So we've got lots to the upside. And so I would be watching this 82 level, extremely close is 82. And then you've got the range high from yesterday. So any breakout of the of yesterday's range, look for them to rally and get a strong move up into this 85. Our overnight low is down at 55.25. So overnight, we've traversed this whole range from yesterday and had, tested above it and tested below it. So you can see this was that move. Whoops, wrong chart. This was that move in the ETH session that took us down to, why do I have 55? I'm sorry, it's 60.50 is our overnight low. I don't know where I got 55 from. Oh, because I was looking at this chart. Duh. Okay, so 55 is not the overnight low. It is 60.50. But same thing. We traversed this whole range yesterday. You can see that it's not perfect, but you can see that you got a pretty decent distribution. You got this little bit of an LVN here at 70.25 at the IB low from yesterday. But overall, we had pretty good balance yesterday and a good distribution. So I'm anticipating that this is a sign that we've accepted value and we're going to move higher, and further confirms that with the 2-day microcomposite. The value is shifting higher, price acceptance is shifting higher. Overnight, we do have this LVN at 68.75. That is our value area low, and it is our key line in the sand. I'm going to move the key line in the sand down, and the reason I'm going to do that is not because this is shifted here. So we've got the overnight, yesterday's close down here at 68, and then we've got this 65.25 CLVN with the 2-day micro composite value area low here at 64. So I'm actually going to move this down, okay, to the 64 range. This gives us a stronger confirmation. I mean, it's not that I won't take a trade from here, but I wouldn't think a lot of lower pricing just because we dip below the value area or below this. I think we've come down to 64. Now we get below value for the 2 days, then I think we're going to get a bigger move down into this 52.50 and possibly the next key line in the sand, which is down here at the 48. I can't spell worth a darn edit. Okay, and so there's really nothing else we need off of the Globex chart. So let's just take a look at our levels here. So we're currently trading at 80.75. If we opened up right here, we'd be opening up in range but above value. You've got this HVN here at 78.75. If we hold inside and below that 82 range, I would expect this to be tested again. And then I'd be looking to test the lower side of that value down here at the 75.50 CLVN. It's also our value area high from yesterday. So that'll be a trade area and a target below. And then once we're inside of that value, I think you got a really good trade into the 72. Remember that the 72.50 is the 2-day price acceptance. It's yesterday's naked VPOC. This would be a nice trade into 72. And then you can look for continuation. They might find some responsive buyers down here at the 70 level. You've got the CHVN here at 70. It's our IB low from yesterday, and it's the LVN of this little double distribution in the bell curve. And then below that, you've got the 68, which is our close and our value area low from yesterday. And then if we break that, move down to test this 64, 65 area. And then below that, you've got 62.50. Going to be very important today. If we do not take out the overnight high and we get back inside of value, to look for them to move down to take out this overnight low. My main hypothesis is that we'll likely break above 82 and a quarter and go take out that overnight high on the open, or come down and test the value area, maybe come into value and bounce off of this 72.50 or 70 level and then travel up and take it out. But if we don't hold the 72.50 or 70 and we haven't taken out the overnight high, then I'd look for a complete move through value down to the key line in the sand, a break below and a move down, take out the overnight low. Below 60, you've got a little bit of support coming in here at the 56.75. You can see the 56.75 is this value area high, and it's a little bit of an LVN here at 57. And then below that, you've got the range low at 55 from Monday. And then if we get below that, I don't think that's going to be a big consideration. I think if we get down below range and below value, then I'd be looking for us to come down into this naked VPOC from Monday at 52.50 and move down to this 2-day microcomposite VPOC. So we've got a 2-day microcomposite VPOC and a naked VPOC below us at 52.50, and we've got one here at 72.50. Both the same thing, naked VPOC and a 2-day microcomposite VPOC. And then all our numbers below that all remain to be the same. Currently, right now, our overnight high is that 85.50. Our 20-day ATR target is now running at 38.69. So our ATR down target is all the way down here at 46.75. Why do we track that? We track that because that's a possible range. You know, we have no problem right now if we don't break above 85, you know, the overnight high, that we can travel through, and we have enough range, current range right now, to come down here and test this 46. And then we've got the naked close at 43, and then all our downside numbers all remain the same. I'm not looking for much below that, but let's just take a look at some of the numbers below. So you've got the 40, 50, then 34.75 and 31.75. You got a little bit of support coming here at 29.50, and then below 29.50 is our next big target, which is this 23 and a quarter. I call it 23. Remember, 23 is the most accepted price in that micro composite, that balance area that we just broke out of. So if we get back inside, you know, look for a continuation down to the next big target, which is that micro composite VPOC. That's this V. That's this. Oh, that's this whole area right here. The most traded price is this 23. So if we get back inside of value, we've got gaps, okay, and a lot of repair to do in this area. We're not done with this area yet, but it looks like they want to, you know, do a little bit of price discovery above. So I mean, the big destination is 85, and then we can see if we get up there and we accept this 85, then we're likely to test some of these upper levels. So outside of range and outside of value, look for this area to be tested. I think this is a decent trade. Any breakout above the 82 and a quarter gets you into 85, even if we do it before the open. So, you know, if you're got your dome open, keep an eye on this, because we could go up and make this move. We could actually make a new overnight high even before. We've got 20 minutes still to go. Above that, we've got some possible responsive selling coming in here at 88 and a quarter. Then you've got the 92.50, which is the value area high here. And then you got 95, our upside ATR target, and I got to confirm that, make sure I use the right measurement. Our overnight low is 1960.50. Our 20-day ATR target is 38.69, so that takes us up to 19.99 and a quarter, and that's our upside target. Of course, if we get up into these and test these 2000s, we could dip into the 2000s and test the 0250, 04 and a quarter, the 975. We've got rule of 10 possibilities. We've got 2013 naked close at 15, resistance at 1750, key number at 21, and then all the way up here, you know, we've got this 2035.50, which is the 50% of the first significant breakout candle that we broke, that when we broke out of value but not out of range. This one broke out of range and value. This one broke out of value. This whole value area that we have above us that runs between 2051 and a quarter and 2079, with the VPOC all the way up here at 2087. Key thing to keep in mind too, that this composite VPOC or this composite profile, this goes all the way back to 2013. So the most traded price right now, going back to 2013, is still all the way up here at 2084 and a quarter. So there is some magnets up here to pull value up. I personally don't think that we're going to make it there. I think we're going to get a little bit of a pop here and then roll over and come back into this area sometime this month. But I don't know I can't predict the market. I can only know what I'm going to do at levels in the market and react to them. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the ES. My main hypothesis is rotational day with an upside bias. If we get above the 99.50, then I'm looking for a trend day up. But I'm looking for a rotational day with an upside bias with a range of possibly coming down to the 68, 50, or 72 number and rallying up into the 85 and testing into the 90s, possibly 99.25. Above that, I look for continuation and trend. If we get below the 64, then I think we're going to get a trend day down into this 53 area. We can go as low as 46 and still be in range. But I think it'll turn into a trend day and we'll have a strong move down. I think the buyers will capitulate and let them take us back into this value area and this range. Take a look at the Keltner. Keltner center line is sitting here at 80. If we hold above that, a move up to the Keltner upper line, no surprise, up into that cluster at 85, 86. If we get below there, a move down to the lower Keltner takes us down into 74. Basically a test of the value and probably come down further into the 72 naked VPOC. You've got the VWAP, the midpoint, the naked VPOC, all there from yesterday. So it's a strong target if we do not hold outside of value. So that's what I'm looking at. Take a quick look at gold. Wrong one. So we were looking for a move up into that target. Remember, we're looking up into that 54, 55. We got as high as 53.60, and the seller stepped in and brought us back into balance right now. Balance right now is centered around this 45 and 47 area. If we get below 43, look for them to rotate back down to test the other side of this balance around 37 down here at 29.30 area. That was a prior microcomposite VPOC. Below 1129.70, then I'm looking for a bigger move down into the 1114, 1117 area. You've got this microcomposite here, you got the CHVN at 18, and you got here, so somewhere in between the 14, 17 area. Remember, same thing as we have on the ES, main big target. This up here, which has been my year target since we broke down, that's the composite VPOC, or the most traded price in gold, going back to 2008. So it's a strong magnet as well, and basically my destination on gold. Whether we make it there this year now with only a couple months left, I don't know, but I'm still looking for gold to slowly eke its way up through the 1100s to test that 1200 level again, and the composite VPOC. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.